Hello, I'm Ben Stein, and today I'm going to make history. I'm putting up $5,000 that says I know more than you. So if you're smart enough, fast enough, and if you've got the guts, you can win Ben Stein's money. You don't have to cry for me, Hollywood, because I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. And I did not have sexual relations with that woman, that whatever her name is. And to prove it, I'm putting up $5,000 of my money and giving these three outlaws a chance to win it all the way if they dare try. Now, before we go any further, please allow me to introduce the whaler to my Bob Marley, the one and only Jimmy Kimmel.
Thanks, Bob. You do look Bob Marley-esque today. Our first contestant is Jim Berland, and Jim's here from Phoenix. And Jim is a software engineer. What kind of software do you engineer?
I program sales terminals for various lotteries.
Oh, good. So you make
That's
it easier. You make it easier for foolish Americans to spend their welfare checks on lottery.
Exactly.
Very good. And Barbara Felicia is an executive assistant. And Barbara, you are an accomplished pianist and organist, according to my card here. Can you play Michael Roll Your Boat Ashore?
Sure.
You can? Sure. My sister could play that in her organ. You know, there's not a lot of call for the organ and nowadays outside the real ballpark and churches, is there?
No, but, you know, that's okay.
Yeah, you know, you're wearing an organist-type outfit.
She sure is. I've never ever seen a woman look more like a church organist. And Barbara, God bless you.
And David Juliano is here from Vegas, and David is a dealer at New York, which is that big hotel that looks just like New York, only no one wears a turban in it. And David, you know, I am from Vegas, actually, and I make a lot of trips there. You know, you help me out with a few aces when I stop by. I'll help you out with Stein, if you know what I'm saying.
No problem at all.
All right.
Be happy to help.
What could that mean? Contestants, good luck. You're going to need it. Now, everyone, please turn your attention to our game board as Jimmy tells us our first 5 topics.
They are the high Costner of making bad movies. Freud green tomatoes. Hey, hey, mammals said the way you move. Both of you be quiet. And things that can stay moist for 12 hours.
Whoa, okay, in the first round now. In the first round. Since questions are worth anywhere from $50 to $150 of my money, every time one of you boys and organists manage to answer a question correctly, you win money and I lose it. We're going to start with you, Jim. Please pick a topic.
Hey, hey, mammals said the way you move.
$150 question. The carnivorous aquatic mammals, known as pinnipeds, are distinguished by having all 4 limbs modified into what? Jim.
Flippers.
Flippers, indeed. Now, Jim, that means you get first crack at a follow-up question for $50. Name 2 animals that fall into the order of pinnipeds.
I have no idea.
Barbara.
Seals and walruses.
Very good. Jim, if it makes you feel any better, I have no idea either.
Our next category is castles not inhabited by dysfunctional families.
Long list.
Barbara, you get to pick.
I will take the high Costner of making bad movies.
$50 question. In what expensive 1997 bomb did Kevin Costner star as a man bringing hope to the survivors of an apocalyptic war? Jim.
Waterworld.
No, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
David.
The Postman.
Yes, indeed, The Postman. Score 1 for Las Vegas. $50 follow-up, $50 follow-up. In what 1996 movie did Costner play a golfer vying for a spot in the U.S. Open?
Tin Cup.
Very good, very good.
I'm wearing one of those. Our next category is 2 guys walk into a bar, and David.
I'll try Freud green tomatoes, please.
Okay, $150 question. According to Freud, phobias are one of the 4 subtypes of what class of disorders? David.
Neurosis?
Very good, very good. $50 follow-up, $50 follow-up. A person who has recurring intrusive thoughts and is compelled to perform certain behaviors repeatedly suffers from what neurosis?
Is that manic depressive?
No. Jim?
Obsessive compulsive?
Yes, indeed, obsessive compulsive. And now, before I lose any more cash, never get clean. Before I lose any more cash, it's time to take a break. We'll be back to see how much more money these banditos can take away from me right after this. We're back with more of Win My, Ben Stein's money. Right now, David, our representative of Vegas, is in the lead with $250 of my money. Jimmy, what's our new category?
I like to think that I'm our representative of Vegas.
No, you are a representative of the future.
Thank you. Our next category is the worst case of the runs in history. And Jim, you get to pick.
Both of you be quiet.
Okay, $100 question. From 1978 to 1989, P.W. Botha was the prime minister of what country? Jim.
South Africa.
Very good, very good. $50 follow-up. Also called the Boers, or Boers, what is the name for South African people of Dutch or French Huguenot descent?
Afrikaners.
Afrikaners, indeed. Very good.
Those are the ones. Our next category is the sheep's computer had plenty of RAM, and Jim, you get to choose again.
Oh, the sheep's computer had plenty of RAM.
$100 question. The name of what common computer device is short for modulator, demodulator? David.
Modem.
Yes, indeed. Very good. $50 follow-up. Modems transmit information at rates measured by BPS, which stands for what?
Bits per second?
Yes, bits per second. Very good.
You never get those going fast enough when you're looking at the good stuff. Our new category, crazy little thing called Luftwaffe. And David, you get to pick.
I'm going to try the worst case of the runs in history.
$150 question. In 490 BC, a Greek soldier ran more than 20 miles to announce a battle victory and then dropped dead. What modern race is named for the battle? David.
Marathon.
Yes, indeed, the marathon. $50 follow-up. To the closest mile, how long are present-day Olympic marathons?
24 miles?
Oh, I'm sorry. Jim.
26.
Yes, indeed.
Seems like if the other guy dropped dead after 20, that 26 might be a little excessive.
I think
we
so.
have less than 2 minutes left in this round, and our next category is the non-separation of church and state. And Jim, you get to choose the category.
Oh, let's try a crazy little thing called Luftwaffe.
$150 question. Signaling the start of World War II, the German Luftwaffe destroyed what country's air force in September 1939? Jim.
Poland.
Poland, indeed. $50 follow-up. In 1936, Hitler sent his Luftwaffe to aid in what European country's civil war?
Yugoslavia?
No. David.
Spain.
Spain, indeed. Viva España.
Oh, Hitler always there to lend a helping hand. Our next category is she's not weaving until it's clothing time. And David.
Two guys walk into a bar.
Two guys walk into a bar. $150 question. In the children's storybooks, what was the name of the elephant who married Babar? Barbara.
Celeste.
Very good, very good. $50 follow-up, $50 follow-up. Name the woolly Ice Age mammal that resembled today's elephant.
Mammoth.
Yes, indeed. Very good.
All right. Barbara knows her elephants. Our next category. Call in the voice squad. Barbara?
She's not weaving until it's clothing time.
$150 question. From a Middle English term meaning woven of double thread, what common type of fabric is woven with diagonal parallel ribs? Barbara. Jim or David?
No clue.
Quill. That's a tough one.
And that